Hey guys, Frank here and welcome to another episode in our digital classroom series, How Did I Shoot This One? And today, it's another shot from our on location in Emmeloord workshop with Nadine. And today I chose this one. Don't you like that one? Wow. Now, finding the right location is always a challenge for us photographers. But did you know that the most beautiful and challenging locations are actually close to your home or in your town? And you know why you never notice them? Because you always walk past them. So for you, they are normal. But for somebody else, they can be really special. And sometimes it's just the lighting and the whole position you create that makes the set special. Now, as you all know, we had this old building right in front of our studio and we had a beautiful wall there. Now, if you know our click backdrops, you actually know that that wall made it to one of my signature backdrop series. And at this moment, yeah, the real one is gone. So that's the only way I can still shoot that backdrop. And I'm so glad that we did that because it's a beautiful wall. But hey, buildings disappear and what you end up with is, yeah, a big empty space with a lot of sand and some very nice, not so very nice flowers, right? So how do you create something that's interesting here? Well, you probably already saw it. Nadine is pregnant, so we thought, you know what, we want to make it soft, make it nice, and we want to create something in the front. Because how can you create depth in your image? You can, of course, create depth by using your contrast from your lighting. Moving your lighting to the side creates more contrast. But how about just creating depth by including some stuff in the front? Now, during these workshops, I normally shoot on HSS. No, I can't do that because, well, we have students that don't use the same camera that I do. And for most cameras, you need a special dedicated commander to actually shoot HSS and ETTL. So with our workshops, we're limited to the so-called X-Sync, and that's 125th of a second. But for these shots, I actually use the commander. So this is why these shots look a little bit different from all the other ones that you see in the previous videos. For this shot, I'm actually using the HSS in the Gigoto GT200. So this is the strobe I'm using. But this one will give you a lot of light, but even in such bright sunlight, it's always handy to have a little bit more power, right? It's always great to have more power. So that's why I'm using this huge reflector. Now this reflector gives you a lot more light output. We all probably know these. These are a little bit smaller. But that one really pumps out a lot of power, and that's what we needed here. But we wanted to create depth. Now, as you can see here in the first image, I don't include everything in the foreground. And it looks great, right? There's nothing wrong with this image, it looks fine. But then I started adding a little bit in the foreground. Now look at the difference that makes. You can also angle your camera just slightly. So look at those two shots. Different. And which one do you like most? I don't know. Every day that I look at them, I like one or the other more. And of course, you can also choose for a totally different viewpoint. Let's go a little bit more up and aim your camera down, as you can see in this image. Now you see that this image is a little bit more rough. Oh, that's because I try to emulate like those heavy metal albums, you know, from the 80s and the 90s, with those long dresses in the, well, in the forest or in the desert. It didn't make any sense, but it still looked cool, right? So I tried to emulate that a little bit with this shot. Hey, we can talk about the lighting setup a lot, but images always say more than words. So let's go for the... Now, as you can see, the setup was pretty easy. Just a big reflector aimed at our model Nadine. The trick in this setup is include stuff that's in the front to create more depth, but also the lower viewpoint creates that hero pose, that beautiful pose. Now just add a little bit of light, some saturation, and of course a little bit of Photoshop in these images, and you get the results that you saw. Don't you love those pregnancy shots from Nadine? I do. Hey, if you like these videos, give us a like and of course subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when we have live streams or new videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And most of all, subscribe to our channel. Again, a lot of people aren't subscribed, but they love our videos. So just press that button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help us a lot. See you again next time. Bye guys.